Welcome to episode 2 of Amateur Football Takes, a YouTube channel where I draw on my amateur football experience, provide post-match analysis, and game reactions. In today's episode, we'll be diving into Barcelona versus Rayo Vallecano, a game that finished in a 1-1 draw yesterday. Naturally, as a Real Madrid fan, I am more than thrilled to see Barcelona leave some points on the table, but nevertheless, I'll do my very best to provide an unbiased game review and analysis. With that said, I want to dive into the things that Rayo Vallecano did very, very well. I want to highlight this team. This is a team that finished 8th in the Liga last year, which is the best finish that this team has had in more than a decade, right? This team did a tremendous job showcasing grit, work rate, heart, showing no fear, and I think they really embodied their working class, blue-collar culture that really sits in the bones of this club. They did a tremendous job pressing high, making it difficult for Barcelona to progress the ball out of the back, not allowing time for their center backs and outside backs to pick out a good ball, not allowing time in the middle of the field for their center mids to turn. They did a really, really good job there. And I think it was really exciting to see because a lot of times in La Liga games against middle of the table or bottom of the table teams, we tend to see the other team, when they're playing against a team like Real Madrid or Barcelona, really sit 5, 6, even 7 players in the back line and just kind of wait back and play the counterattack. Not Rayo Vallecano yesterday. They pressed high. They brought the intensity. They didn't allow the game to sort of get into a lull, or they didn't allow Barcelona to slow the tempo down of the game at all, which really played into their hands. I think the game was very high-paced, very high energy, really did not allow them the time to play the game that Barcelona has come to be known for so many years. So they did a very nice job there. I think on both sides, there was plenty of opportunities, good chances. Of course, man of the match was Barcelona's goalkeeper, Joao Garcia, who came up big in a couple of critical moments, keeping the scoreline at only 1 for Rayo. And I think on the flip side, too, Barcelona had a couple of phenomenal chances. Rafinha had one in the first half. I think it was in the first 5-6 minutes. Probably had a better opportunity to lay the ball off to Ferran Torres versus trying to take it himself. Dani Olmo had another opportunity in the second half with that bouncing ball that came out right on that PK area that he skied up in the air. But overall, this game could have went either way. Could have went either way, tied as well, maybe 2-2 or 3-3. But overall, was very, very exciting to see. I want to highlight Chavarria on Rayo Vallecano, their left back. Man, this kid did a phenomenal job defending against arguably the best player in the world, Lamine Yamal. This kid showed no fear. He stepped up tight to close the space quickly on Lamine Yamal. He didn't give him any time on the ball. He didn't step back like he was afraid. I think that was tremendous, right? I think as a defender, a lot of times when you're playing against a player that's so creative and so dangerous like Lamine Yamal, it's so much easier and it's comfortable and it's almost natural to find yourself backing off and giving them a yard or two because you're worried that they're going to beat you with their pace, right? Not Chavarria. He did a phenomenal job pressing up, making it difficult on Yamal. For me, I think he was the man of the match. I know they gave it to Joao Garcia, but Chavarria did a phenomenal job there. Let's talk PKs. Some controversy. Obviously, the Rayo fans didn't take well to the penalty. I think any day of the week they're going to call that a PK in La Liga. Just came straight across Lamal's body inside the box. Was he going to get there to the ball? I don't know. Maybe not. But I think time and time again we're going to see this called as a PK. I know there's some controversy around the fact that VAR was active, then it was not active. They were having some technical difficulties. And you continue to see the referee talk to the captains throughout the game, informing them of just that. Now, with that said, dive into Barcelona a little bit. I think the back line, obviously, Flick decided to change things up a little bit. Didn't go with Kubarsi, for example, who typically is that player that they rely on to progress the ball out of the back line, find those splitting balls that skip his holding mids directly into that front three or that attacking midfield. And I think they missed it a lot. I mean, Koundé, I think he gave away 3 or 4 balls trying to progress the ball out of the back. Garcia as well lost one in a critical moment. So I think there were some question marks there. Could have also just been a testament to Rayo's press and them not making things easy for Barcelona and not letting them to settle into that tempo that they like, giving them time and space on the ball. Overall, Barca's midfield, I think De Jong played very well. I think Pedri, of course, is so gifted. I mean, it's got to be so frustrating playing against a player like him. He was fouled time and time again because it's just impossible to steal possession off him. He manages to turn and weave and find his way out of almost every situation, which resolved a lot of problems for that Barcelona team, particularly in a match like the one yesterday. I think the front three, Rafinha showed a decent work rate. I think Lamal already touched on. I think Chavarria did a very, very good job keeping him at bay, keeping the amount of dangerous opportunities that he created very minimal. He had a really good shot in the first couple of minutes, obviously drew the PK. But I think other than that, he didn't get into as many dangerous situations as we typically have seen him in the past. Ferran Torres, I think Flick obviously went with him, trying to ease Lewandowski back into the swing of things, coming off his injury late last season. But I think he's a tremendous player, but I don't think he's world class enough for Barcelona, right? I don't think he's quite the caliber of player that's going to do it for this Barcelona team. And I think they missed that link-up play and that calmness that Lewandowski brings as that number 9, allowing them to link up the play, creating space, checking into some of those spaces in the middle of the field to provide some outlets for his center mids. And I think Ferran Torres was pretty absent in his performance today. But with that said, I will leave you here. Thank you so much for joining in on episode 2 of Amateur Football Takes. Please don't hesitate to subscribe, drop a comment, let me know what you thought of this match. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time after the international break.